Sega Genesis has blast processing. Super Nintendo doesn't. So what's blast processing do?
Hello and welcome to a Tribal Wars video. This week it is Underdog, Tribal Wars, and I am playing Processors. Artless Processors, apparently. Oh well, whatever. Okay, so the deck is fairly simple and straightforward. All the processors have abilities. When they enter the battlefield, you may put a card on an opponent going from exile into that player's graveyard. And you get -3/-3, counter a spell, opponent discards a spell, and a trio of 1/1s. So obviously I knew some ways to exile some things. Path and Swords, obvious removal. Relic of Progenitors provides repeated removal, repeated forms of exile. Delay is a counterspell that puts things into suspend, but then once it's in suspend, that's exile, so you can put it into the opponent's graveyard. And then Mesmeric Fenian Tidal Scholar to strip things out of the opponent's hand. And then to round it all out, we've got Venomous Changeling just as a way of lowering the overall curve, basically, and trading with anything. To speed the deck up a bit, because it is pretty heavy on the 3, 4 and 5, Eldrazi Temple, because these things do have Devoid, so they have no colour, despite costing coloured mana. Right, and that is it. Let's get into it. Right, here we are for round 1. I'm on the play with a 1-lander. That won't do. This might do. Probably just put back one of the nullifiers. Leechman Swamp, okay. Let's just get Watery Grave out of my deck. Let's see what Dion is working with. Spectres. I think I'd probably just take the Witch's Vengeance. It's the most powerful card there. So, against all flying tribe, Venomous Changeling's probably not going to be very good. There's a squid land. Give me that third land. Yay. Lotus Bloom and the Exile Zone. Okay. And there's one of the Liana Spectres. Just ditch the Venomous Changeling. Can actually eat the Lotus Bloom with the processor if I can actually cast one before Lotus Bloom just comes out. Just comes into play. Night Veil Spectre, okay. Let's just sort that. And then, since I'm absolutely sure I will draw a land, nope. I was going to say I can cast Ulamog's Nullifier, but I can't. Suppose I could path my own Changeling. Let's get a land. Let's ditch the Blight Herder. Yeah, I think I will path my own creature. I don't really want to use path on any of Dion's creatures because he's stuck on mana as well. As much as I don't love this play. I think I love it even a little bit less now. Oh well. No processing the Lotus Bloom. Take the 4. As nice as it would be to ambush a creature with Ulamog's Nullifier, I do also want to counter something and get this Witch's Vengeance out of potential harm's way. Sure, let's just counter it. Take another Watery Grave out of my deck. I don't particularly want to draw any of them. See what my opponent's got, what Dion's got going on now. Shimmy Inspector. Grey Pact. Pair of Abyssal Spectres. I suppose the Abyssal Spectre is kind of annoying because my 2/3 can't actually trade with it. Graveback pretty annoying because I don't want every time I trade to cost me a creature. I think I'm taking one of the Abyssal Spectres. There's Grey Pact and all its hideous white border. Okay, well I'm certainly willing to trade a 1/1 Mesmeric Fiend for a 2/1 flyer. Ouch, that's not what I needed to draw. Not really the time for that. Right, so yeah, just head to the leech-ridden swamps. This is not a very impressive hand. Venomous Changeling is not very good in this match. Yeah, I'm going mulligan. I think I need to do a bit better. Ugh. This is also a hand with some problems. Well, Dion's deck is not lightning fast, so I do have a bit of time to draw out of this, and I don't really want to go very low against a discard deck. So I think I will keep this and just hope. Nope. That's the power of hope for you. Okay. That does allow me to actually cast them Wasteland Stranglers. Ooh. That's not what I meant to pick. Oh well. That's real bad. Phew. I'm considering just playing out the Ulamog's Nullifier as a blocker. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I mean, otherwise I'm just playing out Tidehollow Scholar. This should save me from a... Well, on further consideration, I am potentially just trading the Ulamog's Nullifier for a Vaulted Archangel activation. Does take up basically Dion's entire turn. Yeah, I mean, I'm losing a card either way. wasn't willing to spend the use of all his mana on that. I'll ditch a Blight Herder. And a Mindraker. This is well, that misclick getting the Tundra into a Scrubland does continue to hurt, because otherwise I could play Tidal Escalate into Wasteland Strangler. I think I need to play out the Scholar while Dion is likely to have some cards in hand. Treat the Angels is 5 mana for a 4/4. I guess I'd still just do take Witch's Vengeance. I mean, at worst he can Witch's Vengeance to get rid of the Tidal Scholar to get the Entreat the Angels anyway, so... Is a card in hand worth the 2/1? I think it might be. Okay, so now he's going for the Archangel play. I think I'll discard the Nullifier so I can take out this Abyssal Spectre. I suppose it's kind of sloppy to the order I did it in, because if Dion had a removal spell, my removal spell for Tidal Scholar, then I wouldn't have had anything in exile to the Wasteland Strangler, so I should have at least played the Relic of Progenitus first. I should probably attack the Tidal Scholar first as well. Let's just... you know, I think I just want to crack the Relic. I'll put a significant amount of things in exile. Yeah, let's just take the Entreat. And I do still kind of need to draw something, because I won't win this race with Vault of the Archangel giving lifelink. That's not quite what I meant. I guess it's... Yeah, there's not really any hiding information. Rather, the Shimeon Spectre is going to reveal my hand each turn anyway. Another Spectre of the Liliana variety. That's not great. Well, maybe they'll just attack with everything, tap out for something, and I can delay it and then swing for lethal. No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, Sandra's dead. Right, on to round 2 versus Nagarjuna. I'm on the draw. And again, another one-lander. I think I'm willing to keep this just because I can cycle a relic or two to try and get to my second land and beyond. A River Serpent. So this is presumably a Living Death or Living End, I forget which one's which. But Relic of Progenitor should at least be good. Let's see. Guess I'll go for white-black. Definitely lot the suspend living thing. Must be the other one. Or it might be the other one. Or it might be some kind of serpent deck that I'm not expecting. Lockmere Serpent. Sacrifice an island, can't be blocked. Sacrifice a swamp, gain a life and draw a card. And exile 5 target cards from an opponent's graveyard to return it from your graveyard to hand. I guess I'll just play out the other relic. I think there's a lot of value to having 2 relics out against what is looking very much like a graveyard deck. Might have to cycle one of them, sacrifice one of them next turn to try and hit my land if I don't. Okay, yeah. I want to have a second land, please. Ugh. Alright, goodbye Blight Herder. Okay. Am I willing to sack relic this turn? It's really bad if I don't hit a land. I mean, this is pretty bad regardless, but I'm just spending the turn doing nothing. Hopefully Naga will just cast a Living Death here and I can get 2/4/5s. Just playing a Street Wraith, okay. Well, I've got some answers for that. Kind of think that given that we've reached the point where Naga can just cast his big serpents, I will probably sack the relic next turn if I don't find a land. Okay, well that is a land. Let's just play a vanilla 3/2. Okay. Yeah, let's just cycle. And get a Tidehollow Scholar out there. Dark Ritual, Living Death, and Sandbar Serpent. Guess I'll just take the Sandbar Serpent. So, a pair of Dark Rituals run away. It's just Living Death still in hand. Attack for 5. Yeah, I suppose it's just Mindraker. Get rid of that Living Death. Not even sure if it's better to put the Sandbar Serpent into the graveyard than just a random land or whatever. Yeah, it probably isn't. Faithless Looting flashback. Probably want to make sure I don't put that from exile back into the graveyard. Alright, I think I do want to path the Street Wraith to actually getting damage. Looks like Naga's not running any basics. That's nice. Suspect it will not be the deciding factor in this game, but good to know. I think it's probably fine to just flash in Ulamog's Nullifier to get lethal. Can't really imagine why you would have at instant speed in this deck. And hey, I drew another one just in case there is something that I'm not thinking of. Alright. Well, I think this has more than one land, so I'm keeping it. Tidal Scholar to try and stop a living death from happening. Wasteland Strangler is probably not going to be the most effective in this against this deck, nor is Venomous Changeling, but nor is Mind Rake for that matter. But Tidal Scholar will do everything for me. Ritual, Lockmere, Street Wraith. These don't cycle, the Lockmere Serpent, so I'm just going to take the Street Wraith. Since he's already got the Ancient Tomb, so taking the Dark Ritual doesn't really cut him off from much. Suppose it might let him play a quick Lockmere Serpent, but I do have a path to answer that. Yep, just playing out the Lockmere. Question is, do I want to spend my entire turn killing the Lockmere Serpent, or can I afford to take 7 damage to get a creature out? I don't know if this is right, but that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, just get rid of it, getting a bit more damage, not take 7 damage on the crackback. Looks like Wasteland Strangler is going to be a vanilla 3-2 again. Choose not to kill any of my own creatures. Okay. Lockmere Serpent and just spending the Dark Ritual to have the abilities available. So we do know it's a volcanic island in hand. Yeah, it's not been removed somewhere. I think I'll probably just play out the Wasteland Strangler. Well, yeah, I just want to be able to threaten to kill Naga if he attacks or if I draw a removal spell. Going for an attack. Could mean a living death to sweep the board, or it could just mean he's got another big serpent to play. I think I'll take 7. I mean, I'd have to trade off all my creatures to block it anyway, which I don't really want to do. Okay, just playing out the 3-4. So I can shrink the sandbar, force a jump block, put Naga down to 3. Alternatively, I could just Tide Hollow Scholar. The Strangler line is not very good against Living Death, but no, Tide Hollow Scholar doesn't seem much of a play to me. This does put Street Wraith back in the opponent's back in Naga's graveyard. Put into 3 does limit his ability to use Ancient Tomb. I think it would have to be a Living Death to turn this game around for him. Right, yes, I'm willing to jump here. So yeah, Living Death, but it puts him down to 1. I do get a 3-2 back. No, I guess there's no point in doing that. So I can Tidehollow Sculler and Mindraker. Or maybe Venomous Changeling's better. This one is actually forces a trade. Okay, looting but with no cards to keep in hand. Alright then. Okay, round 3, I'm on the play versus Gringo P, and I have the nice feeling of having some spells and more than one land. No processes to take advantage of the exiling yet, but that can come a little bit later. Ooh, Aurochs. Okay. What does Clan Defiance do? X damage to target creature with flying, X damage to target creature without flying, X damage to target player or planeswalker. I think I should take the Nature's Law. So that should stop Gringo from doing anything next turn. Tiger. I think probably just the Mesmeric Fiend, take the Clan Defiance. Just because the Clan Defiance, if X is equals 1, can kill the Mesmeric Fiend if I take anything else. Don't think there's a desperate reason to put a Venomous Changeling out. Or ram through. Target creature control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. The creature controls trample, excess damage is dealt to that creature's control instead. It's probably still better to take Clan Defiance. Just because that one needs a creature in play before it does anything. Seems pretty safe to go shields down on the other Mag's Nullifier. Only things I've seen, I don't see anything for less than 4 yet. Let's just attack for 4 for a few turns. Gringo's just getting mana screwed, unfortunately. I didn't realise this is the new Snow dual land. Rhymehorn, Aurochs. Oh yeah, they got snow creatures. Unless Gringo's got something uncancelable this turn, it should be the game. Well, it's not got anything a lot going proactive, but it's not a mulligan. Nature's Law actually getting to be cast this game, rather than just being exiled by someone. Okay. Okay. Looks like I am going to be effectively slowed down on mana this game. It's a gingerbread cabin. When it attacks, it gets 1+1/+0 until end of turn for each other attacking Auroch. And it activates to force something to block. Right, well, I think I want to just make sure I get something into exile. Okay. I think this is probably a game where I'm going to be casting some 2/3 flyers, flash flyers with no other ability. Nissa. What's she like on the other side? So, do I want to just path her? Stop her from becoming a planeswalker. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I don't get to play another fire this turn, but it does put a second thing into exile, so I can actually get some extra value out of any of my creatures. Okay. Alright, well I've not got the colours to play any nullifiers now. So let's just play out a Blight Herder. Probably putting 7 points of power into play will be enough. I think that's just, is that the exact same as nature's law? Yeah, looks like it. And enters the battlefield, may search the library for an Aurochs card, reveal it, put it into your hand. Plus 1+2 for each other attacking Aurochs. Another Aurochs head. Makes sense. String them together. So if I attack with everything and the Aurochs head blocks, I can Wasteland Strangle it. Yeah, I should have thought about that before playing the relic. I should just to disguise information. Gringo does decide to block. And just having a quick snack. Yep, there's the next Aurochs head. I would not be surprised if this also finds an Aurochs head. Yep. With enough mana to cast it this turn as well. Just casually running out 12 mana of creatures. Fine offering the trade. Yeah, it doesn't take it. Not super surprising, I don't think. Alright, well, I will probably have to crack this relic so I can nullify the next Aurochs head. Don't really want too many of these things to get into play. As they do make each other better. Probably not. Just probably doesn't matter much what I put back into graveyard there. don't really feel like taking 10 damage here. So we just stick a Strangler and a Scion in front of one of them. Or a Nullifier and 2 Scions. Let's just go like that. I'm taking 7. How much damage is this? This might kill me. Okay, now I'm just going down to 4. You could just pass the turn. Yeah, I probably want to swords now. Stop them from turning into 5/4s. Which does stop the attack as well. And I can strangle the Rhyme-Horn Aurochs. Let's just attack with the flyer. Like something I'm gonna very much want to counter. Yep. Start applying some more pressure so I can finish the game before Gringo draws more Clan Defiances than I have counter spells. Probably don't want to spend the counter on that. Well, I want to, but I probably shouldn't. I think I need to save the Nullifier for things that immediately kill me, like Clan Defiant or Ram Through. I did not consider this. This makes it a bit more compelling to want to counter. Taking 2 damage here with this block. I have sort of a hard time believing that 3 life is going to be materially different from 1 life though. So I think this is fine. I mean, it stops me from cracking the polluted delta, but I don't think that matters very much. So if I counter this, I'm attacking for 10 down to 3. But I'm dead to just Clan Defiance. If I let it into play, I have to chump it every turn, obviously. And the nullifiers can chump it because they are devoid. And therefore not black. But I can't attack with a Blight Herder. Yeah, I think it's probably best to counter this and right, we're back here with the deck, and that went pretty well. This was the second event in a row where I got paired up against Naga playing a Living Death deck. And I coincidentally had something that was pretty hateful against it, so that was fun. Possibly not for Naga, but as far as the deck goes, the only thing I was kind of disappointed in was Venomous Changeling. It didn't exactly line up super well against what I was facing. Obviously against the Spectres, they're all flying, and then against the Serpents it was... I would have preferred something a bit more aggressive. But I don't think there's much to replace it with. All of the processors are 4 and more, and I don't want more 4 and 5 drops. So things I was thinking of was maybe a couple of mirror entities, or what's it called, Unsettled Mariner. Yeah. Which would be okay for protecting Tidal Scholars and before I can get the card put into the graveyard, or just as a 2-drop to lower the curve a bit. I don't know, it's a pretty marginal spot either way, but very much just trying to make up numbers. Well, at any rate, thank you for watching.